Okay, guys. It's worth making note that before we do the plague wing, there are these plague scientists that Death Knights can mind control. When you can recast the mind control, and whenever you need to, try not to kill them because they make this a lot easier. They have this ability called Plague Stream, and as you can see, it gives you double damage to whatever target you put it on. Ready, Ash? Let's do this thing.
Yep. Professor Gut, if you're running this with a friend, ask your friend to stand at range for the beginning part because there's going to be a CC that comes out. And it's going to attack the person furthest away. As you can see right now, I'm stunned. But other than that, this fight's pretty much a cakewalk. Other than the person who's going to be tanking Fester Gut might need a lot of good self-heals or mitigation.
It's good that if you don't have a Death Knight or a Shadow Priest, it's good to have someone with off healing and someone who can hit very hard and has tankiness. So like if you have someone who can off heal, it's very beneficial, especially in a fight later on. But it's worth knowing strong self healing and off healing are preferred.
And if you're new to the Plague Quarter, there's these valves over here that you have to use whenever you kill a boss, or else you kind of are not able to walk into the final boss's room.
The final boss of this section, Professor Putricide. Okay, now which one is this? Oh, Rot Face.
Rot
Okay.
Face. For this boss fight, there's nothing he can do that can really harm you, so just DPS as hard as you can and collect loot.
Let's do this thing. Show what you can do, Ash.
Yeah, it's nice to have good buff for once.
Just be glad that you almost broke 600k already, dude.
Yeah, I need to start running Siege of Ogremont.
Yeah, same here.
Now, if your DPS is not that amazing, you might see these ads called little oozes. They don't do much by themselves. If a group of them get stacked up, then you'll get a big ooze and he's going to pop. But nothing really happens other than that.
If he pops, then you just move slightly to the side and you dodge the mechanic completely.
And make sure you don't forget to get the valve when you're walking out of the room.
Yep, because I always have a tendency to forget that. Alright, moving on. Okay, now we're at Professor Putricide.
For this fight, depending on your DPS, you may want to pop less drums on this. Because over time this room's floor is going to fill up with goop. And in order to ensure a proper and speedy kill, you're not going to get an A-bomb. Especially if you're doing this solo. You might need some mitigation or self-heals when the oozes come out and they start to touch you, but other than that, this fight's a loot fest.
Let's get this party started. Also, he does tear gas periodically. Between phases, as usual.
I don't feel a thing. What? Where those come from?
Beware.
The green slime ball you just may have seen coming out of the boss right then and there, That is a malleable goo, which, if you're playing as a caster DPS, will completely gimp all of your damage if you let it hit you. So make sure to avoid that. If for normal, the boss is going to do 2 tear gases. Here comes the second one. And after that, he's going to go into the final phase where basically you just make sure you roll through your cooldowns if you have any left from the starter.
Oh, excuse me.
I just realized I've got to use the less drums on this.
Beware.
I think we got it at this point.
News, everyone. I don't think I'm going to make it.
And that's Professor Putricide.
In a nutshell.